So this is what I see every single morning in my office. My Mbuna tank light is always on. Well, it's not always on, it's on it. It comes on earlier than I wake up. I'm constantly having to refill the water. This is a 48 gallon and I have 9 Mbuna in there. It's like a breeder style tank. It's 36 by 18 by 18. And I started it off with 6 yellow labs and 6 yellowtail ACI. And they were all juveniles. They were really small, so there was plenty of room in the tank. And I had read, it's my first time ever owning Mbunas. And I read that, you should always overstock them. And so that's what I did. I tried to overstock it. But the yellow labs, there's just so much aggression with the yellow labs. I had so many issues with them. There was always just one terrorizing all the other fish. So I had to just slowly, some of them died. Two of them jumped out. And then one of them died, and then I moved one to another tank. So I had 2 in another tank, and I separated them, gave them their own space. One tail was half eaten off. It was so much trouble. So basically I gave the rest away back to Petco. But these guys, the yellowtail ACI, they're amazing. And they're pretty big fish. I have one guy who's probably almost 6 inches. And there's some other, most of them are I'd say maybe 3 to 5 inches. 1 6-incher. And then I have 3 juveniles. You can see them right there. And these guys, so I was down, and I lost maybe one or 2 of those. Now I've had these for, probably almost 2 years now. But they do really well in here. And this tank is way over filtered. This is 4x the filtration that you need on a tank. You're supposed to over filter Mbunas anyway, but I mean, I have 220 gallons per hour moving through here, and this is a 48 gallon tank. And again, it's the breeder style tank, so it's deep. It's not it's not shallow. It's a 55 is 13 inches. This is 18 inches. So it gives them more room. And I do want to upgrade. I'm just trying to figure that out with all the stands and everything. And so the water always tests really well. You can see I got some algae on the rocks here, which I think is I like that look. But a few things with this is, one, it's hard to, I was just really struggled trying to get the flow right in this tank. So I have a Seachem Tidal 110 on this side. This is my latest setup. I have a Seachem Tidal on the front left, blowing across, and then I have a Seachem Tidal on the right, towards the back, and then the intakes in the back right, intakes in the front left, and then I have a Wavemaker blowing towards here. So I'm trying to create a circular current, even though these kind of collide in the front. So on both sides, you can see there's overlap because it's only 18 inches deep, and these filters sit. They look ugly right now. I'm about ready to clean them off. But the filters sit 12 inches in. You can see there's not that much space there. So I struggle with that. And I noticed when I tested it the other day, my nitrate was pretty high. So I got that. I did a few water changes, and that's at a good level now. But the ammonia and the nitrate was perfectly fine. It was 0. And it usually always tests at 0 because I change water once a week and I'm really over filtering it. And then I have some hornwort in here as well, because I have another planted tank that I'll show in another video. And you know, hornwort just grows like crazy. So I figured that helps like with filtration. Plus they really don't eat it, and they like to kind of like nestle in there. There's like a little hiding spot, which I think is cool. But yeah, I can't get the flow right because you can still see there's some poop over there that's not kind of really going in. And back here in the corner, it's kind of stuck. And I can see some there. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see some like in here as well. So this thing to me has always been a battle. I don't really want to do the like an FX6 or something like that. I just don't feel like lugging that thing around and changing it out. Like, these are so easy, and I got a good process now where I just like filter out the back of them, or not filter out. I'll shut one off, and then I have a pump that just sucks everything out, and then I have a shot vac that can get all the sand, because sometimes it sucks up sand. And I can clean it real easy, just right in my office here in a bucket, and then just put it back in with some new filter floss. That is really easy to me. Lugging around an FX6 or even an FX4, then yeah, that just seems like a real pain in the butt to me, which I don't want to deal with. And the hornwort usually lasts about maybe 6 weeks before it starts looking pretty gangly because of the higher pH in here. But I do love these guys. I do want to give them a bigger home. They just keep having babies. Because I was down. Man, I was down to I think maybe 4 of them, and then they just kept, you know, now I have 8 of them. The babies they grow so fast too. They'll just like hide under these rocks and they'll be just so tiny, and they'll just live under those rocks for like a month before they get to like a little less than this size. These guys have been swimming around now, these little ones, these little juveniles, probably about, I'd say, the last few weeks that they really come out a lot, like all the time. So I need to paint. If you can see, like in the back of the aquarium, I don't know if you can see, there's some spots I need to repaint. It's always a struggle with these because with tank maintenance for me, because the hard water, the water is so hard that it makes all these like nasty deposits, and you just have to scrape it off. And then on the filters, you can't get it off. Like, unless you're just like wiping down your filters constantly, which I haven't, it just cakes on there. And I'm gonna pull one of these filters and then try to clean it with vinegar, and then a magic eraser I hear works really well. So maybe I'll do a video on that, because that's a real pain. You can't scrape that off, and it looks so ugly. So I used to have these hanging on the back and just blowing forward. And like I said, no matter what configuration I have, I've never been able to find the optimal flow. I see like the Cichlid bros who say they never filter their bottom because it's just like set up a good way. And maybe my rocks are not set up well. I mean, I try to set it up as best as I can for them to have enough hiding spaces because they do love to hide. And maybe that's messing up the flow. Maybe it's the tank. Maybe it's the hang on back filters. I have no idea. If you have any thoughts, I'd love to know. But what I did do is I bought this electric pump, like this gravel vac. I went to Home Depot the other day and fitted it here. I fitted it with a tube so I can just suck and then put the tube back into the tank and just vacuum as much as I want. And then I'll put a little filter sock on the back. And that does wonders. All right, I'm gonna feed him here. That's my big boy right there. He's like, I haven't measured him, but man, he's got to be 6 inches. He's huge. He's like, well, I wouldn't say he's the tank boss because the yellow lab is like the tank boss. Nobody messes with the yellow lab, and he's very territorial.